Hey, Femi Gumbiade here, and I wanted to shoot this video. It's going to be the first of many that I'm going to be putting out there because I get a lot of questions on real estate sales and how to convert more, how to get more leads. So instead of having to answer the phones and text messages and DMs, you can refer to these videos whenever you want and get some great value. So first one that I'm going to be chatting about is mastering the art of conversion in real estate sales. And mastering this is an important topic, obviously, because you can get prospects, and that's one of the easier things to do in the real estate business is to get prospects. There's tons of different kinds of methods and ways to get leads and prospects into your business, but ultimately we want to close those, right? So in what I specialize in is using Facebook ads to fill your pipeline so you're constantly busy, and we also mastering those kinds of leads to get them to close and get appointments, turn them into appointments is also very, very, very important. So let's jump right in. First thing I would like to cover is um, opening up the philosophy that converting in real estate, it's a process. There aren't many other businesses out there where you you can't make a sale right on the phone with the person. And turning a prospect in real estate is always a process. Whether a person wants to buy now or later, there's always a process. You have to Usually you're not even going to get an appointment on the first touch with the person. You're going to have to chat with them a few times. And if you can adopt this philosophy and mindset, you'll be under a lot less stress in your business. I think there is a lot of fallacies that feed people the notion that once you get a lead, there's high probability that you will close them. Now you want to have a positive outlook on things and a really positive mindset towards your business. Obviously, you want to have faith in yourself, but you also have to be realistic according to what the data tells us. And in the real estate business, converting is a process. And the easiest place to start is to begin with the end in mind. And when I ask people what they think I mean when I say this, they think the end is the closing, right? And closing obviously is what we want. We want to get a prospect to close with us and to buy with us and to list with us so we can eventually get that sale. But if you begin when you get on the phone with someone, if you begin with the closing in your mind, psychologically you'll be under a lot of stress. And humans, we're very complex, sophisticated creatures, and we'll be able to sense that. And we won't really enjoy our time on the phone with you. And if you can tell, or if you've been in the business for any amount of time, people tend to work with you in the real estate game if they like you, if they're comfortable with you, if you listen to them. If they feel rushed or sold in anything, they're not going to want to work with you. So, beginning with the end in this case is the next step, right? Conversion in this example will be the next step. And what is that next step? Well, that next step is how can I help? So, you set up your campaign, you're getting leads and you're calling them. You call and you just ask, how can you help? You got to remember this prospect clicked through on your ad, they filled out your information, they hit enter, they received information from you, now you called them. They are expecting a call from you. So don't need to talk to them about 15 market stats and what restaurant is good in which area, which school is good in which area, unless they ask you. They pick up the phone. Hi there, Ms. Johnson. My name is Femi with Remax Real Estate. How can I help? And then you shut up and you listen. You listen to what they have to say and let them tell you what they want. Because it doesn't matter what you want, it matters what they want. And in hearing them, you'll gain some valuable information on how to be with them and how to communicate with them and how to sell them. At the end of the day, you are still a salesperson and you have to sell, and people like to be communicated with in the fashion that they like to communicate. So just listen to them, find out exactly what it is that they want, and provide that. One option is one result will be booking an appointment. Great. That's lovely, obviously, right? Um, hey, Miss Johnson, how can I help you? Yeah, well, I'm interested in such and such houses in this area and that area. Well, okay, we can go next week. What time are you available? Oh, yeah, appointment's booked. That's what anyone would want, and that's great. But that doesn't happen all the time. And if it doesn't, you're probably going to get not ready to buy or sell now. And that's also great because you have their information already. You're just following up with a phone call. They are going to go into your database for nurturing and continual follow up until they are ready. And we'll get into this a little bit later, and we'll expand on it a little bit later. And then you have a third choice is don't call me. You get this sometimes as well, even though the person filled out their information and filled out your form on with their information, and they still tend to have a little bit of an attitude problem. And hey, they may have had a bad day, and you empathize with them and let them go on their way. But guess what? You still have their information, and you put them in your database as well, and you nurture them, and you do whatever necessary to make sure that they work with you in the future. So what I also did was I made this graph to kind of um, depict what you should be doing in your business to really get the most value out of the leads that are coming in to your pipeline. So statistics and data and mathematics, pure mathematics show that half of any amount of leads that inquire about real estate will not buy right now. They're not even going to buy at all. And we can take leads that are inquire about your services and put them into these four sections. Two of them are yeses and then nos, and then the other ones are now and later. So you have yes now, yes later, and then no now, no later, which is just flat out no, right? And the first half, so if you have let's say 100 leads, if you have 100 leads, 50 of them are going to say no. Now, statistics also show that of the other half that will do something with you, 20% will do something now, meaning 90 days or less, and the other 80% will do something later, between 6 to 18 months. And when you look at this diagram, the 10 leads now kind of look attractive, but mathematically, if you look at these two numbers, which ones should you focus on? Keyword focus. That'd be the 80%, the 40 leads. Now, this is a very, very, very powerful point that not a lot of people talk about is this is where you need to be focusing your efforts on. And the keyword again, focus. I'm not saying the 20%, these 10 leads over here don't count. They do count, and they will fund your day-to-day activities and your lifestyle and pay your bills and pay for soccer equipment and football jerseys and stuff like that. But those 40 leads, that 80% will fund a lot of other things. And that income is what's going to really, really, really make massive changes in your business. And this is where you need to put the focus. And what I mean by focus is your nurturing. This is where the nurturing and the following up, and if you've been in the business, you've heard this over and over and over, and that's why they talk about it, because these individuals, the real estate agents that crush it, that really dominate in their areas, they understand this philosophy. And it's very important for you to adopt this philosophy if you want to have a long lasting career. Is the philosophy of the 40 leads, the 80% is where you need to put your focus on. So to really, really drive this point home, I want to make this final point, this final illustration is the iceberg. So you see this iceberg here, they're very, very pretty objects to see them in person. I haven't. I've seen documentaries and they look great. And this is a massive object compared to a plane or a helicopter or any quote unquote normal object. But the beautiful thing about this is the majority of it we cannot see, and that's underwater. And actually 80% of it is underwater. So the reason why I bring this up is because the 20% is what we typically like to focus on because this is what we can see. And what we can't see, the 80%, is what we don't like to focus on. But scientists, they actually spend more time, resources, and money, manpower, what have you, on this 80%. 20%, like in the other graph, it's very important. It's important as well, but they don't focus, keyword focus, the majority of their time, resources, and manpower on that. They focus it on the 80% underwater, the 80% we cannot see. And it's very important you adopt this same philosophy in your business. The 20% look very attractive, and that's what everyone's after. And as you can see from the other graph, 10 leads isn't enough for everyone. 40 isn't either, but it's a lot more. And if you focus your efforts on the 80%, you do a lot better and have a long lasting career. In this example here with the iceberg, if the scientists don't focus on the 80%, then they won't have correct information and their whole study will be botched. So it's very important to adopt that philosophy. So that's it for this video. If you found it valuable, just hit the like button below and give me some feedback. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what you'd like to learn. I'll be putting these videos out at least once per week. Take care. Bye-bye.